Good morning and welcome back to another vlog. It is actually Monday morning when I'm doing the intro to this video, and it never really happens that I have time on a Monday, but the reason I do today is because yesterday the clocks went back. So 2 o'clock on Sunday morning the clocks went back here in Sweden, so we have entered a winter time. So this is officially the first winter vlog, and we're gonna have many winter vlogs to come, because when you go into winter time it really feels very long, because it's almost a 7, and as you can see it's still quite dark outside. If I don't have my ring light on, it's going to be pitch black. Like you saw, I was having my coffee at that time. These spooky dolls behind me, they look so good. People think it looks really spooky. I think I'm going to carry that theme throughout my home next year. Maybe it really turned out great, so I'm gonna have to go to the charity store and get more dolls and collect some really creepy dolls throughout the year, so I have it for Halloween next year. This week is called Höstlov. It is the midterm holidays for the children. Last year this time we were in England, but obviously this year we are in Sweden. I love traveling, I do, but I must say my happiest place is at home in Sweden. I love it so much. So I'm really happy to be here for Höstlov this year. The kids are going to go to school. They've got some activities in school planned, and we've got some plans as well. So yesterday we took the kids to the pumpkin farm. If anybody caught my short, they would have seen. We went there and it was so beautiful. As you can see from, hi Anthony, my eldest son's come down for breakfast. No, he's just walking around. Why didn't you go and get changed, Anthony? Because we have to go to school. Okay, you can wait 5 minutes. It is quite early. I need to get to school at 8. The kids don't need to get to school on time because there are no classes, so we can take it easy a little bit in the morning. But so like I was saying, we've got a few activities. So we were there yesterday to the pumpkin farm, and we picked up 3 pumpkins. Now, we didn't pick up the usual orange pumpkins to carve. We picked up 3 sort of pumpkins which we thought worked really well with the outside theme this year. So I'm not sure we're going to carve them, but we did buy 3 of them from the pumpkin farm. So, and on Wednesday we're going to take the kids to the theme park here in Sweden, and they've got a huge sort of Halloween theme going on, so we're going to go for that one. So I'm going to take you along with me. That will be a lot of fun. I don't know how much I will be able to film because it will be quite dark when we get there. So we've got lots happening, and I'm glad I got my intro out of the way today, because I don't think I'm going to get to it on the weekend because we're going to be really busy. So I hope you enjoyed the rest of this video. Give it a thumbs up. I'm going to finish my coffee with my creepy dolls in the background and get to work. So going back to yesterday, we are driving towards Decor. As you can see, we're going over a bridge because Decor is an island. Now, the building you saw there just as we were coming in, that sort of castle-like building, is where the king and queen live. Now, this is an extra sort of manor house attached to it on the other side. It was difficult for me to film the castle, but the king and queen of Sweden live in this area called Drottningholm towards Decor. They do go into the main palace in Stockholm when they're entertaining or they're having sort of stately visits, but for the most part they live out here. So as you can see, the scenery is so beautiful. The trees are really giving off a very beautiful autumn vibe. I love coming to Decor. My friends live here. My husband's cousin lives here. Our friend Jonathan, his parents lived here. We will be heading that way to the pumpkin farm in a minute, but we went and visited with my cousin, or my husband's cousin, and we had some lunch there. The kids got to play with their cousin. And now, after lunch, we are making our way to the pumpkin patch or the pumpkin farm. Now in Sweden, Halloween really wasn't a huge thing when I moved 15 years ago, but I would say about 8 years ago, it suddenly took off. I think lots of countries are embracing so many of the American culture and traditions that they have, especially the fun ones like Halloween, especially because it falls on a holiday and then it's something for the kids to do. So yesterday when we had Halloween here, there was so many people. I'm doing this voiceover on Saturday, a week later. That's why I can tell you that we had so many kids for Halloween coming this year. So you get to see some of these sceneries. These are some bigger houses that you have out in a place called Stenhamra. We're on our way to the pumpkin patch now. A beautiful old church here to see. These are what the churches generally look like in Sweden. I absolutely love the sort of old world charm that they have. We are heading towards the countryside, really. This is quite far off. It will probably take you an hour to get into Stockholm or even more if you were driving, but they do have boats that take you across, which obviously cuts your time quite a bit. So we're making our way to this pumpkin patch. Now they've had this pumpkin farm, I think, for about 3 to 4 years, like I mentioned in my intro. So I really was looking forward to going and seeing what it looked like. So let me just explain. So they love to do this in Sweden. Even in Skansen during Christmas, you will find fires like this going on. So you can warm yourself up, obviously, because it's quite cold. So as you can see, they had so many more pumpkins this year. I hadn't been last year because last year we were in England for Halloween, but this year we thought we'd come here and pick up some pumpkins because it does turn out to be a little bit cheaper. So they had loads of pumpkins, different types. These ones were fun. A lot of them were like dirty and grubby, but I think it just really added to the charm. I like these pumpkins that are not perfect. My husband is usually the one who carves the pumpkins. I just like the pumpkins the way they are. But obviously a tradition in our home is to carve the pumpkins, and my husband carved out one of the pumpkins that we picked up. I will show you them in a minute. So these were all set up. You could buy some of them by the kilo price, or you could buy them per pumpkin. Then this they didn't have last year. Last time, or 2 years ago when I came, they had just the pumpkins and the pumpkin patch, and you could buy your soup and things. But this year they had a maze, and the kids got a sort of paper, and they had to calculate or count how many birds, how many spiders, how many jack-o'-lanterns, and how many tombstones they would find on their way through the maze and out of it. At the end, they got a lollipop. It cost €4 to go into this maze. I think it was a little bit pricey, but you know, the kids really enjoyed themselves. And I like to introduce my kids to all of these new experiences that I think really, really enhance their lives. And also, I am a teacher, and I'm a strong believer that broadening their perspective on things, and I know now we're talking about Halloween, but I'm talking about different cultures, different religions, meeting different people, and having so much really enriches their lives. And I think it's so important for children. I grew up like that with lots of culture and a lot of people in my lives. I learned so much. I learned different things from different people, and I think it really has made me more empathetic, more understanding towards people, and I really want to create that sort of atmosphere for my children and really give them a broad perspective on life and really give them experiences that they will remember when they are older. I think as children or parents, we like to buy our kids a lot of stuff, and I don't buy my kids toys. I very, very rarely buy them a toy. I bought them Halloween costumes because that's what they wanted, but my kids did pay for half of their costumes, and usually when they buy stuff they have to pay for it themselves. But I do like to give them experiences. I like to take them traveling. I like to take them, even in Stockholm, we don't go traveling that much because it is quite expensive, but I want to give them experiences instead of stuff they don't really need. They won't remember it when they're bigger, but I really want to give them experiences, and that's what we did. So these were the pumpkins that we picked up. We needed a wheelbarrow to take them. Now, my husband so kindly parked at my friend's parents' house, so we didn't need to park in the pumpkin patch, which was really great, saved us a lot of time. So he came and we put all of that in. This was really the entrance of the pumpkin patch. They had these two jack-o'-lanterns on either side. My kids took some pictures. You can see lots of kids on it. So we really had a great time, and then we made our way back home. You see a lot of red on the buildings. It's called fallen red. It is a very specific color and specific paint color that is very, very common here in Sweden. Now we're heading into town a few days after, which is on Wednesday. So if you know, I did my intro on Monday and now it's Wednesday, and we went into town because we took the kids there again to Skansen. Skansen is an outdoor theme park here in Sweden. It is a must if you visit Sweden. It is gorgeous any time of the year, but I love it especially during the Christmas holidays. But this is the first time that they're doing Halloween at Skansen. So I brought the kids with my husband to Skansen, and it was very coincidental, but my son's friend, my eldest son's friend Philip, was with his mum there. So we caught up with them. We went trick-or-treating together. This is a carousel that you have as you come in. It's not working. I think all of the normal things that were available at Skansen were on hold for this Halloween festivities. It was between 4 and 7. So that's why it's so dark. And I just wanted to show you this old windmill. So basically what Skansen is a outdoor theme park, like I said, but you get an experience of old school Sweden, what it was like, what the buildings were like. So it really is a great place to visit. So this is what they had going on for Halloween, and I do think that they will sort of develop this as the years go on. They have also caught on to the fact that Halloween is becoming more and more popular here in Sweden. So what they did was, for the beginning, is that they had all of these ghosts, these people dressed up as ghosts all over this little area in Skansen. Skansen is huge. They've also got animals, a sort of zoo, a park for the kids. So it's just really, really big. So we were just in a really small area of Skansen, and I'm sorry it's so dark, but they also had, like I said, all of these people giving out candy. So it was basically going trick-or-treating down this specific area in Skansen. The kids enjoyed themselves, and then we went to the marketplace. So this says bus eller godis, which means trick-or-treat in Sweden, in Swedish. So this was a little sort of a stand that they had, and here again, like you see the fire. They love to have these all over Skansen, and you need them, especially when you're here for Christmas, because it's so cold and it's an outdoor theme park. So this is the view. Now that's Gröna Lund. So my husband's taking the kids on Friday there for Halloween. I will let you know how that goes on in the next video. They also had a Halloween disco for the kids. Now, we didn't really make use of this, but I just filmed so you could get an idea. And also because everything else was so dark, I really didn't get to film much. But in this area, they've also got stalls, and we were able to buy hot dogs or sausages, and you grilled your own hot dogs, which was really nice. The kids got hot chocolate, and we had a lovely time. Now, Skansen is great for us as a family because it was free for us to get in. Well, because we buy a yearly card. So we buy a yearly card every year in December, and we can go as and when we like throughout the year and enjoy Skansen. So a card allows you to go in with one of your children. So my husband and I bought a card each, and then the kids get to go in free with that card. So it really is very economical for people like us who like to visit Skansen often. So we don't really need to pay an entrance fee when we come in. I think it's like 120 or 180 crowns to get in, which is about 18 euros. And I think the yearly card, I think it is about 400, like 40 euros, I want to say, but I will leave it on the screen here somewhere. So now it's time to go shopping. It was a few days later on Saturday when we went shopping to Rusta. Now Rusta here is sort of a generic shop that we have. I would probably equate it to the dollar store in the States or the pound store in England. Now, everything is not a pound or a dollar, but they do have a lot of stuff. Now, I really noticed this nutcracker theme going on. They had biscuit tins, they had serviettes, they had placemats, and they were really inexpensively priced. So if you wanted to create that atmosphere, those of you watching from Sweden, you can definitely pick them up at Rusta. Now, this gave off a more traditional vintage vibe. I'm not sure. I thought it was quite nice. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think it's nice, or do you think it looks tacky? Now, these ones I didn't like, but they didn't speak to me at all. But I know bows are huge. They've been huge for a number of years. I love them on my Christmas tree, but I don't like them on my mugs. This was the serviette. So like I said, a really nice design, and this was another one I picked up. It was really pretty. It just had a sort of snowy Christmas tree on it, but I wasn't so keen on the silver snow dots that they had on the serviettes, and plus I've already bought my serviettes. If you haven't seen my haul from January, all the things I bought for Christmas, I will leave it in the description box below. Go down, check it out. You will notice all of the stuff that I pulled out this Christmas I bought last year. Now, these serviettes I had last year. I like to buy some nice Christmas paper serviettes because I go through quite a few of them in my home during Christmas time. They had a lot of candles like this. I think these candles would look really beautiful in the night with Christmas tea lights in it. But if you were following along, you know, I'm trying this year to not buy anything. I don't know if I'm going to succeed. I did buy that Christmas lamp or light that you saw last week. Did I feature? Yes, I featured it on my video last week. But that was from the charity store. I'm not counting that one in, but let's see. Here you go. Here again, they had the nutcracker theme for children's bed for bed linen, which is really lovely as well. It was 129 krona, so it is a great price. That's 12 euros for a duvet cover and pillowcase for a single bed. I thought they were really, really pretty. Okay, to the fun part. I saw this pink Christmas tree. I put it on my short because it was just so gorgeous. I really liked it. It had this sort of, it wasn't the sort of typical Christmas tree. As you can see, it's sort of this feathery pink Christmas tree. It was 3,000 krona, which is about 300 euros. But I thought it was so pretty. The lights on it were perfect, and pink is a huge color for Christmas. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a very traditional girl when it comes to my Christmas decor, but this was beautiful. So when I see something that looks nice, even though it's not my taste, in the right setting, it would be perfect. I could just see it. If I had a little girl, I'd definitely have it in her bedroom for Christmas. It was so pretty. Now, these ornaments were also stunning. They were sort of gingerbread themed ornaments. That was a snowflake, and then had a gingerbread house. I couldn't find a third one. I think these were the two designs, but they were so beautiful. I didn't pick them up. I'm thinking I will wait for after the sales because I've got so much decor and really consider whether I actually want to have them or not. But they were really very, very pretty, and they came in a set of two. This tree was also stunning. It was a good price, really nicely flocked, a lovely shape, and they had decorated it very sparsely, very minimalist, obviously keeping with the Scandinavian design. Now, this was the more traditional red and gold and green themed tree. Also a beautiful shaped tree for Rusta. They are really doing well with their trees. As you can see, this bauble I thought looked really high end. This looked like something I could pick up at a store called NK here in Sweden, which is a high end store, which is probably equivalent to Harrods in London. But these nutcrackers were also really pretty. They had it in gold and pink and green and blue. I really liked the green. It was very, very traditional, and I really love nutcrackers. I don't have that many at home, but I do like them. Now, on this wall, they had a lot of mugs. Now, some of these mugs were so garish. It was unbelievable. Okay, this was probably the nicest of the lot. It's a Christmas tree. It was okay. Definitely not something that I would have in my home or drink my coffee from. I like to keep my Christmas decor a little bit more minimal. And then they have this one. It looks ghastly. If anyone likes this, give this video a thumbs up. I hated it. I thought it was so bad. This design was okay as Santa Claus. And then what else? Yes, they had also this one. I'm not a big fan of these mugs. This one was okay. So I don't know who'd be picking these mugs up, but they were definitely not for me. So I looked at them. I thought they were fun. They were 49 krona, not so expensive. €5 for a mug. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if it's expensive or not, what you think. So then we went past all of the Scandinavian gnomes. Now this is one of my favorite decor pieces for the Scandinavian style Christmas. These gnomes are so gorgeous, and they have it in all different sizes and textures and colors. Now I thought this would be really lovely, so I took one of them and I put it in the tree. I nestled it into the Christmas tree, and I think if you wanted to do a really minimalist Christmas this year, I would just pick up a few of these and just add them onto my Christmas tree, and you've got yourself a really lovely design on your Christmas tree this year. They had so many lights. Obviously, I've spoken about this on my channel plenty of times. If you want to create a Scandinavian Christmas, you need to focus on your lighting. Now these baubles I picked up because I wanted to try them on this tree. I thought the blue would look too stark, so I would definitely go with just pink on pink, a sort of very monochromatic color on that Christmas tree. These ones could work on it as well because they were not such a strong color. We've got tinsel in this sort of rainbow glittery color scheme. We've got all of these sort of gimmicky Santa Claus ornaments, if that was your thing. So Rusta has quite a few things for Christmas. Now most of these, especially these sort of Santa Clauses, I saw last year, so there's a lot of decor that they brought back, some new pieces, but that's just the way it goes because you've got so much stuff from the year before. You do sell some of it on this during the sales, and then of course you put it away and you bring it back. Now this was something that they had brought back more of. They had a few of these last year. Obviously they did quite well. These were new. I didn't see the shooting star last year. I don't know if I missed it, but I didn't see it. And especially this new garland in keeping with the wreath. And sorry, this is a sprig, but they also had the garland, so it was really a cost-effective way of getting a new look or a new type of garland if that was what you were looking for. Now they had loads and loads of lights. Now I did buy my lights at the charity store with you last weekend, but these are the Scandinavian Advent lights. Now we saw some of these last week as well at the charity store. These are newer ones obviously at the shop. Some of them are very traditional, like this one. You get this in the red and white traditionally, and then obviously there's so many other different designs. I didn't know where to look or what to film for you guys because it was so much stuff. Now these ones are in a higher price range. They were like 300 krona or more, and then this side is where they have all of the Scandinavian star lights. Now I cannot recommend these lights enough. They are a must, in my opinion, for Christmas. If you want to pick them up, head on over to IKEA, wherever you live. If you've got an IKEA, I hope you do. You can definitely pick them up. But don't forget to pick one of these as well. There are the wires that go with these starlights, and they are just stunning. In the evening, they give off a beautiful glow. I will show you how I set up mine. I had a couple of new ones I bought after Christmas during the sales. And like I said, if you watched my haul video from January, you will see them. I didn't take them out of the box, but I'm hoping to do that in the next couple of videos. So these were fun. I'm not really sure. I would never ever pick something like this up. I like my Christmas decor to be traditional, and I also like to pick up pieces that I can use for a sort of winter themed decor that I can keep out all year round, or all winter round. So my cushion covers, they don't really have any Christmas sayings. Sometimes they're a little bit red, which I don't mind keeping throughout the winter season. Now these were fun if you were going to go with the Nutcracker theme as well. They were candles. Unfortunately, at Rooster, the scent is not as strong. So if you were buying, or if I was buying, I would definitely just buy them for the vessel. So a lot more decor. I really couldn't go through all of it. It's so much stuff, and this is just one of the shops. Now these were sort of gingerbread houses with, I think you add in a tea light. Yes, I think they might look really pretty. I would just turn it around this way. The other design on the other side didn't look so nice. Don't particularly like the big crosses on top there. I think it looks just a little bit weird, but they were inexpensive. They were 75 krona, 79 krona, and these ones were a little bit more colorful. Now this is very traditional to Scandinavian Christmases, and it is moss. Now the moss is really important. As you can see, they use it all over their candles during the Christmas season. For your Advent candles, you usually put them up and then you add moss inside. So this dates back to a really long old tradition that they've had many moons ago here in Scandinavia. So these were the boxes with the nutcrackers. I searched and I couldn't find them, and then suddenly I found them in the end. So they come in a set of two. As you can see, they were gold, red, and green. They were 49 krona for a set of two, which I thought was quite reasonable because they are made from wood and quite intricate to make. Now these were those candle stands. I found them with the candles inside. They looked quite cute, but if it was the kind of vibe that you had in your home. So I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me. There's more videos like this to come. Now these are Advent lights. These are the more expensive ones, the more modern ones. I have some of them are more traditional in my house and some of them are more modern. So I will show you what I have when we take them out. But as you can see, lots and lots of things to choose from, especially since we've only covered one shop. But you will see a reoccurring theme in my videos when we go Christmas shopping. Scandinavian shops all stock these Advent lights in. So, and the Advent stars, IKEA, and my favorite shop, Hemtex, amongst all of the other decor, they will have a sort of a repetitive theme going on with all of their Christmas lights. And finally, I wanted to look at these Christmas villages. Now, these are all so stunning, especially this one. I've seen this several times and I've wanted to buy it. I've gone back and forth. I just don't know where I would store it carefully for every year, and how I would really incorporate it into my Christmas every single year. So by the magic of editing, we are back here again on Saturday. I know my vlogs are a little sporadic, but I need to record and do all of these things when I'm not working. And during the week, I'm really busy. So I hope you don't mind. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed coming with me to Skansen, to the pumpkin patch, seeing what life is like here in Sweden in the autumn, for all of the nature shots that I've got, and for coming Christmas shopping with me. I'm so excited for the next few videos to come. They will all be entailing a lot of Christmas shopping. So thank you so much. Please give it a thumbs up. And for those of you who come back every single week, you know who you are. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being there. Mom, thank you so much for supporting, watching all the time. I love you very much, and I'll see you all in the next vlog.